I'm not responsible for that. I'm not responsible for that. Kind of, I've learned in these, in these situations, and I've been doing this for a very long time. Like the crazy crap shit that we do, Monopoly Man and all that stuff. I've been doing that stuff for 20 years. And at a certain point, you have to be like, I have to really take care of myself, and part of that is saying no, and kind of delineating what my responsibilities are and what they aren't. But it's still hard to say no.
It is hard for everybody to say no across the board on almost every issue. So when someone says no, you don't pressure them. Kind of like on a date. Someone says no, no means no in this movement. Okay?
By the way,
thank you for saying that. That is
Excuse me.
What?
To me, that seems like really the key thing. Like I get told, Angela, why don't you, take a break and don't do as much? But then when someone says, hey, will you do this? And I say no, I feel like I'm getting guilted for it. And that is like, we do that to ourselves.
Okay. And so that behavior, then you bring that back to the group. You do. If you have a small group, particularly if you're working with a small group of people, you have to be like, you know what? Here's my critique. I said no, and then you bullied me. Or I said no, then you pressured me. It's hard for me to say no because I'll tell you first. It's hard to say no because I want to do this. Of course I want to say yes, but I have a capacity issue. I'm human. And so we need to really learn to support each other in the no's. And the reality is a healthy movement means that any one of us dies, and the movement's not actually impacted by the loss of work or specialties or skills. So if you keep going back to someone, you need to leave. There has to be room to be able to say no, and that person to not be there, and for the group to still function.
And when somebody can't say no, this is the fallout, and they say yes, but they should have said no, it becomes a real pain in the hearts. It's like, it drags the whole thing down. Then we're unrealistic about our capacities, like at all these different points, and we create like this monster that is whatever.
I have an opposite problem than you. I have never had ever problem to say no. And I don't feel guilty because I feel like I came to this earth to do. I came to this earth to do what I want to do. But because of there are people like you exist that the no and yes is not really, So when I say no,
I'll stand with you because I can't say no.
Sometimes I feel like I have to be hostile to show them my no means no. Not like other people who says no, and that means yes.
So I got here. I was one of those people that worked really hard. When I was diagnosed with cancer, I couldn't figure out how to schedule the surgery. I was doing a 96-hour work week with all the different groups. I was like, can we schedule the surgery in 6 months? And their surgeon was like, are you kidding? I was like, well, you said it was a slow-growing cancer. So I'm thinking, and it's really hard for me, and this is where a lot of these reflections have come in, and a lot of how when I do the strategic campaigning pieces, this goes into your strategic campaign plan. I plan an action between surgery and radiation. Looking back on it, not the best plan. Also, not the best National Day of Action. So
Raise your hand
I think
if
that
you're from the Kirkland team.
So this is like the reason I feel like okay being a person leading this discussion is that I was the worst example for a really long time. I was an awful example to new activists on how to manage their time, and now I'm doing a course correct, right? It's like how do we actually do this for the long haul and not scare people out of our movement?
I wanted to say that I know we have a lot of time to go into that because I have this write-up called the Anti-Authoritarian Principles, which addresses it goes like a glove with your work.
We should be training together more.
Yes, definitely.
I can do all of those
You
things.
know what? Before you all leave, I can show you. I can give you a link to where I wrote it. It's on Occupy Chicago proposal site. The reason why I stopped pushing is because another group came and started doing hierarchy to push out the other people that didn't want me to push that, and I enjoyed looking at that happen. I enjoyed it. Then they came to me, when you gonna push that proposal again? I'm like, you want it. Now you see why I'm trying to push it, protect everybody.
All over my car.
But the expression anarchy for me, hierarchy for you.
Can you repeat the link?
Oh, we'll write it up.
Okay, awesome.
We'll write it up.
I'll give you a link to that. We can discuss it later at lunch or something.
What are we doing time-wise?
12:20.
Yeah, 12:20. We have another 10 minutes to leave, but we could also put that.
I think how many people feel like they would rather have have some free time to wander around for 10 minutes, talk to each other, get
Yeah.
and have at lunch end a little earlier? No, am I saying the proposal wrong?
Well, I think we were next going to debrief the action,
Okay.
and then also process a little bit about camp, like overall.
What time were we going to start processing the action? At 12:30?
At 12:30. I didn't know if we wanted to start a little early because we hadn't budgeted time for that.
Okay. Do we want to take? Can we take 5 minutes to decompress
Yeah.
the bathroom thing again?
Yes, I'd love
and then
it.
maybe in that 5 minutes you can think in yourself, what are the top things that worked for you for the action, that didn't work for you for the action,
Lindsay.
that you feel comfortable taking a risk and saying to the group, and in that 5 minutes, if you don't feel comfortable saying it, find somebody who could speak up for you. Is that?
I can do
How
that
about
for
the
everybody
owner?
here if you want me.
Yeah, same here. Like if you need someone to approach, raise your hand if you feel
How about the real owner?
I'm confused.
I don't know.
Yeah.